It's also possible to separate the picking process from the shipping process, and that's something that we can do by using warehouse shipments and warehouse picks. Let me show you the setup. So I will go to locations, and I have set up location south. So let me open the card for location south. So this is the location I already used for the receiving and the put away. And now I also enabled require shipment and require pick. So this means that when selling from location south, we need to ship through a warehouse shipment, but first we need to pick the items with a warehouse pick document. You can also see that the bin is mandatory. So this enables all the warehouse tasks and the bin mandatory. The only difference with the advanced warehousing or the warehouse management systems in Business Central is that this is not using the directed put away and pick. Okay, so this is the setup. Furthermore, I also entered the shipment bin. So and this is the bin on which Business Central will prepare all items to ship to the customer. And then also, in order to use all the documents, I also created some number series. So if I go to the warehouse setup, I've configured number series for the warehouse shipments, the posted warehouse shipments, then the warehouse picks and the registered warehouse picks. And so that's the setup that I did to prepare my scenario. Then I also configured some customers. And this is typically for this example. So you can see that customer 10,000 a Dayton Corporation has locations south. And furthermore, I also assigned agent own logistics. And I did the same for customer 20,000. Let's now create a couple of sales orders. So I will go to a new sales order. And first I will sell to customer 10,000. So when the customer ordered item 1900S, the Paris guest share, so location south, and then 4 units. So here you can see the bin code, but we will not use the bin code here. So with this setup, you can also hide the bin code field because you don't need it. And also notice that if you enter the quantity in this warehouse setup, Business Central doesn't copy the quantity to ship and quantity to invoice fields. And this is showing that shipment should be done with separate warehouse documents. Okay, next I will go to the second line, and the customer also orders the Rome guest share. So let's wait, there we go. So 1960S. And here they need 2 units. So this is my first order. Then I will create a second one, but first let's release this one. There we go. And then the second one, a new sales order, and now we get an order from customer 20,000. So customer 20,000. And this customer also orders some Paris guest shares. So let's use 2 of them. All right. So just some demo examples, of course. I will also release this order. And like we saw with the inbound documents like purchase orders, also for a sales order, you could now create the warehouse document. So if you click on Actions, Warehouse, and then create Warehouse Shipment, the program will prepare a warehouse shipment for this sales order. But that's not what I want to do in this example, because I would like to create one shipment for both orders at the same time. And that's, of course, the flexibility that a warehouse shipment offers us. But to do this, I will have to go to Warehouse Shipments. And I will create a new warehouse shipment. So I will create a new one. Next, I will select my location. So we're working in the south location. There we go. And remember the functions that we have available on the warehouse receipt to get source documents or to use filters. Well, here we have the same functions available. So if I click on Process, notice that there's the function get source documents, but also use filters to get source documents. And that's the one I would like to use here. And I would like to create a filter based on the agent, the shipping agent code. So I would like to use a filter that can retrieve all documents that should be shipped with our own logistics. Because we have trucks ourselves to ship items to the customer. So I will call this own log. So own logistics. There we go. And now I will click on modify to enter the filter. So in here on the general fast tab, you can enter the shipping agent codes, and I will select own logistics, which means that now we have a filter typically for this shipping agent. And in real life, you can of course create other filters for other shipping agents that you can use to get all the source documents that should leave today, for example, with a specific shipping agent. In this case, own logistics. Okay, let's give it a try. I will click on run. And now you can see the two sales orders that I've created appearing here. And so both customers use the same agent, so own logistics. And based on the filter, you can see that these items, that these orders have been inserted here. So order number 8 and order number 9, as you can see here. So one warehouse document for multiple orders, and that's very important here. Now a warehouse shipment should be shipped, of course. And if you click here on posting, post shipment, and if I select ship and if I try, you will see that there is nothing to post, and that's quite normal because the items are still located in the warehouse. So, and to move them from the warehouse to the shipping area, we should, of course, pick them first. So to pick the items for this warehouse shipment, before we can ship them to the customer, I can go to process and I can run the create pick function. So and this will create a pick for this warehouse shipment. So let's go and look up the pick. And remember, you need to search for warehouse pick, so not inventory pick, but warehouse pick in this case. So here you can now see the pick document. All right, also here, the warehouse worker gets instructions of what to do. And that will become more clear if we also add a few fields here. So let me go to personalize and add some fields. So, and I would like to add the bin code. So let me search for bin. The bin code is already displayed, so that's fine. So let's then add the action type. Because for me, the advantage of also adding the action type is that you can literally see what to do for each line. So let me click on done. And now you can see that we need to take item 1900 as 4 units from this bin and place it on this bin. So we are actually moving the items from their location, their bin in the warehouse, to the bin from which we can ship them. So that's what you can see here. So if everything is picked, so if these quantity to handles are correct, I can then go to process and register the pick. So let me do this. So everything is registered. Now I can return to my warehouse shipment. And now the system recognizes the quantity picked, so it knows that these items are picked, which means that now if you click on posting, post shipment, and let's only ship these items, you will see that now this works. And so number of source documents are posted 2 out of 2. So now we have a number of things. So first of all, we have the posted warehouse shipment. So if I search for posted warehouse shipments, there we go. You can see here the document that the program has created, with the items. But again, that's the posted warehouse shipment. So this means that here you can print, you can, for example, go to the list, but you cannot navigate to, let's say, the item ledger entries, because the item ledger entries are available from the posted sales shipment. You see, there is the difference. And then also, of course, if you check one of the sales orders, you will see that this is updated with the quantity shipped. So let's take this one, so the last one. And if you now scroll to the right, you will see that the quantity shipped is updated and that we're ready to invoice these items. So that's how you can use multiple warehouse documents. So the warehouse shipment to ship to the customer and the warehouse pick to first pick the items from the warehouse.